Technically 4 if you count it.
What would you want to know?
What's the venue number for the show?
No
What's
the venue number?
Oh yeah.
No, not this one. The one
Which show?
tonight. Barbados.
Barbados. Oh, 32.
Anyway, we're streaming now. Hi everyone, welcome to Adventurers Wanted. This is our 123rd hour of 250. Just a reminder that this is a relaxed performance. What that means is we will keep the house lights up throughout. The hotel lights are having a bit of a glitch. They haven't gone off this morning, which is the longest period of time they've not gone off for in one block. So here's hoping that if they do flicker off, I will fix it within 10 seconds. There won't be any loud sudden noises. If you need to leave and come back to go to the loo or something like that, that's absolutely fine. More than welcome to hop out and come back during the hour. And there's a relaxed attitude to sound and movement from the audience for the benefit of people who would struggle to stay still and silent for an hour. I think that's the main stuff. You don't look like you need hearing loop headsets. If you did need something like that, my name's Chloe. I'm just over there. But for now, I will hand you over to Alex, who is our games master for this hour.
Hello. Yes, thank you. I am Alex, I am the Games Master for this morning. Welcome. What's going on? What is this? Who am I? This is Adventurers Wanted. We are a tabletop role-playing game. What that means for anybody new to the idea is that every person here around the table is playing their own unique character. I, as the Games Master, will be playing the rest of the world. I will describe places, people, and things that they encounter. I will explain things that are happening or things that are occurring in the world around them. And they will tell me things that they would like to do, how they would like to interact with that world. Sometimes I will ask them to roll dice. And their success or failure on rolling those dice will determine whether the thing that they are trying to do succeeds majestically or fails miserably and hilariously. It helps push the story forward, and it adds an extra level of chaos and randomness into what we are trying to achieve here. The story so far. All of our players are crew members aboard a naval research vessel known as the Spirit of the Horizon. On a recent mission, it was unexpectedly and magically transported to a completely new and unknown world. Now the crew have to figure out how to get home, whether that be by fighting monsters, exploring islands, finding new allies, or by some other strange new means. Most recently, they have been asked by a community made entirely of wizards, people that they haven't met before, people who on this world have been notable in their absence. They have been approached by one of their members and asked to go to a city known as Clathid. There they have found a small community of magic users, each broken down into various schools of magic. And they have been asked by one of their leaders, a Vosu, a fox humanoid by the name of Lone Tree. They've been asked to investigate a murder. One of the triumvirate, the three rulers of the city, magical leaders, has been murdered. And there are rumors flying around, there are ideas, there is speculation, but there is no certainty. So, the party have offered to take on this mission to investigate the murder of Fenlin, and they have been making their way through the city to his house in the company of two other wizards, a small lizard man by the name of Mosca, and a much taller, silver-eyed, sort of staring into the distance, humanoid known as an Arabi, who hasn't introduced himself and hasn't been introduced, but we do know that he is a member of the School of Divination. We will jump back into the mission where we left off. Before I do that, I'd just like to go around the table. I'd like everyone to introduce themselves, the name of their character, what their character is, and how people on board the ship would know who they were, why they would stand out. I'm going to start on my left.
Hi, I'm Mark. I'm a halfling rogue named Bally. On the Spirit of the Horizon, I was the one in charge of the ropes, keeping them in good shape. I've since found myself transported to this strange place. It's very unfamiliar to me, but I'm excited to see the adventures ahead.
Hi, I'm Florence. I'm playing Aya, a human rogue. She was a stowaway on this ship,
And then when they got transported to this new world, she felt like she had to make herself known and has somehow reluctantly been drafted to be Chief Scout.
Hi, I'm Robert. I'm playing Varhill, a half-elf ranger who has been on the ship from the beginning and is basically part of the marine contingent and is wondering what the heck he's been doing here.
Hi, I'm Farron. I am playing Imperatus Rex, who is a halfling rogue, who is, he's been on the ship for quite a while, but he's quite well known for saying, oh, I'm so tired, I can't possibly do more crew work, and he's been doing nothing all day.
It's my kind of guy.
Okay, wonderful. Bally, Aya, and Varhil, you find yourself stood outside the doorway of this large dwelling, 3-4 stories tall, made from a dark stone, like a granite, and you're stood there with your 2 allies, and your colleague, Gloria, who had been stomping along beside you, mostly looking angry at the inability to punch, kick, or otherwise stab anything during this negotiation period. Her blade with a small dent in it from where she attacked a wall in frustration. She is suddenly swathed in this golden magical energy that you recognise. She disappears, and in her place, we see Imperatus Rex.
It's not fair.
It never is it?
No, it's not.
What were you doing on board ship immediately before this?
I was very busy. I was cleaning everything, and then suddenly they decided I wasn't doing much and decided to send me here to help you guys.
Oh, this is random, by the way. This teleportation, we can't control it.
Oh, right,
Yeah,
okay.
sorry. It just happens.
Oh,
Yeah.
It does. It does. It seems to
Just
happen
about. Sorry.
regularly,
Okay.
but with no control. No one is in
It seems to
control of
happen
it.
every hour. It's really weird.
Every 50 minutes or so.
Anyway, well, at least we now have this. We have a murder investigation to take care of here. So at least we don't have any smashing doors at the moment.
Which one of you did it?
It wasn't me. I
Oh,
tell you
okay.
that.
Imperatus!
It's the first question.
So,
I say you know him.
We do nothing on the ship together.
we've been walking across this city. You know, I want to get investigating. Can
Right,
we
just knock on the door now. And find
yeah.
see if anyone see what.
Let's
The
knock on the door.
guy's dead. Can we just walk in, please? And she just goes to push open the door.
Seems fine to me.
Fair enough.
The door is locked.
Okay.
It's the first locked door in the entire world. If only we had 3 rogues here.
So, can
At
I?
last, they've got it right.
Can I look around? Is there anything lying around that I could use to try and pick the lock?
Or brothers, can you? Because there's 2 guys still there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They both sort of stood off to the side. They were starting to make their way away from the doorway.
Yeah, we are
One
here
of them,
officially.
Moska, the lizard folk, turns his head back and looks at you and sort of says, looks across the party and sort of goes, "No, I think you've got this." Yeah.
I repeat my. Is there
I
any?
think
is there
knocking on the door might be a good move to start with. But
I've already started unlocking it.
With what?
What?
With what are you unlocking it?
Just a dagger I've got with me. It's quite.
A
slight-
dagger?
Yeah, it's fine.
Do you know how you can't pick a lock with a dagger?
Can if you try hard enough.
Aya likes Imperatus Rex, but is wondering of his competency. She immediately takes out a hairpin she always has in her hair.
Yeah.
And she starts picking it. What is that, like a sleight of hand or something?
It's a sleight of hand. No, it's not. It's thieves' tools, effectively. So you are proficient in it. So
Yes.
it is your dexterity modifier plus your proficiency, which I believe is now +5. So it's +9 to your roll.
Okay. 19.
You get in. You hear the lock is opened.
Okay. Imperatus, when you do nothing on the ship all day, you know, just gotta work on your skills. And she, because she really likes Imperatus, she hands him one of her hairpins.
I don't think you realise that I was trying to do nothing.
Great, she takes it back.
The doorway swings open and you see a short, dark corridor. No signs of life. What would you like to do?
You got the door open.
Hello? Hello? Anyone in?
See nothing at all?
You see a stairway leads up. You see a couple of doors off to the left and right, but otherwise seems dark, seems shut, seems closed, seems uninhabited.
Aya listens out for any kind of movement that might be happening.
Roll a perception check.
Oh, I did really badly on that. 5.
You're not aware of anything.
Can you guys hear anything?
Well, being as this is a necromancer's house and being a bit paranoid, I think I'll just cast Define Traps just to see what's happening. If I can find anything. Natural 20.
Oh!
You look around the hallway entranceway to this house. Nothing in this house says necromancer to you, and you remember that this is Fenland's house, not the necromancer's house. And as you scan, you see small magical trinkets and sort of various things on sideboards and shelves, small books, but nothing that appears to be trapped or dangerous to you.
So it looks safe enough, so I'll just walk in.
Cool.
Yeah.
Looks like a house. Looks like someone's house. Looks like they lived here.
Great. She goes up the stair. I go up the stairs.
Mm-hmm.
I'll follow closely behind.
And trying to find a bedroom, basically.
Cool.
Try
Yeah.
some doors.
You open various doorways. You see a small study. You see a bedroom, but it doesn't look like it's ever been slept in.
Oh, he has no friends.
And then you make your way sort of to the room at the front of the house, over where the main doorway was, and you open the door there. And this is a slightly more grand bedroom, with signs of life around it. You can see small mementos and a little cup here and things like that. Certainly, it all implies that this is the bedroom of Fenland.
Is the bed made? Ooh. Weird question to roll on.
No. It's 50-50 chance, isn't it?
It's not made. She goes over to this cup. Is there anything in it? Is it a dirty cup? Because we know she's been poisoned. He's been poisoned.
It looks a little bit like this.
Okay. Is there any dregs in it?
You peer inside. There is roll an investigation check.
Have you guys followed me, by the way?
Yes.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
okay. Investigation 17.
Appears to be some kind of residue in the bottom of it, but as you investigate closer, you're pretty sure that this just had water in it. And it's just the last little bits of the water have evaporated out and left behind it. They've got it's a hard water area in Clafford.
Was it definitely? Do we know that he drank a poison, or could he have just been?
It could have been in
poisoned
the ear or something.
Yeah, something like that.
It wasn't specified.
Okay. I'm going to search the bed carefully for anything that might have stung him or pricked him in any way. 11.
Investigation, yeah?
Yeah.
11. You move through the unmade bed, and I mean, it doesn't smell wonderful. He was... So, Fenlon was as you're looking through the bed, you see lots of hair. Lots of hair. Like, it looks like a giant dog slept in this bed. And roll me an insight check.
I was about to say, do I know about werewolves in this world? 13.
The colour of the hair and the amount of it leads you to believe that this man, this humanoid, may have been a member of a species known as the Eriag, who are very tall, hairy creatures with sort of thick, dark fur. They don't tend to wear a huge amount of clothing. They don't really need to. if I were to draw a real world parallel, I would say that you might expect them to sort of talk like, oh, but they don't. They speak human. Yeah, you find a lot of hair in there. You don't find anything that implies spikes, things like that.
Is there a window in this room?
There are 3 windows in this room.
Okay. Are they closed? Are they open?
Roll me an investigation check.
6.
You make your way up towards the windows, and you carefully study them. First one, shut. Second one, shut. Third one. And you think it might be ever so slightly ajar.
Okay. Does it look like forced entry? Are there any nicks and scratches along the sides? Anything broken?
Roll me a secondary investigation check.
15.
As you peer in closer, you can see a small, fresh scratch in the door, in sort of the jamb of the window. I need everyone to roll me a perception check.
Perception. Unnat 20.
8.
14.
While you are investigating, you become suddenly aware you are not alone in this room.
Okay.
And we're going to enter into combat.
Sorry, I know there's not supposed to be any sudden sounds.
Sort of heroic combat. Just generic heroic combat. Yeah, we're fighting in a bedroom, so some bedroom combat music would be lovely. Yeah. If I could have R. Kelly's Bump and Grind, that would be great.
There ain't nothing wrong.
Mine's telling me no.
I'm thinking pillow fight right about now.
Okay.
Okay. There are 4 of you in the room. You're aware of it.
Yeah, I'm the only one who's aware of it.
And because you're aware of it, it's going to attack you.
So who goes first? Or they going first?
What is your dexterity score?
18.
Can I just everyone tell me what their dexterity? You're all going to be 18 apart
Yeah.
from the half elf. What's Varhil's?
Dexterity? 18.
Wow! We're
However,
going to be climbing around this bedroom.
however, we need to physically move something.
Yeah. That would be strength.
Yes, exactly. That's what
It is going to get 1 attack at you
Okay.
before
Yeah,
it's your turn,
that makes sense.
because it has definitely surprised most of you. I'm going to say that it doesn't get surprise against you, but it does get sneak attack.
Okay.
So, out of the corner of the room where there was a dark corner, this humanoid darts forward and goes to shank you in the back.
Oh no! I'm definitely doing an uncanny dodge at this point.
10
16. My armor class is 16.
misses you as you spot it. It goes for a second attack. 18.
No!
18. 1d6 plus 3 plus 4d6. Sneak attack.
Shit. I do have evasion as well. I don't know how that helps, but it's not written on here, but I had it last time.
Only on dex save.
Dex saving throws, you take half damage.
Okay then.
You take 5, 8, 12 points of slashing damage, piercing damage rather. And I need you to make me a Constitution saving throw.
12. Come on. 19.
Nice.
You pass which means you only take half as much poison damage.
Great.
And I just need to roll another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 8, 10, 16, 19, 20. You take 10 points of poison damage.
Oh my god. Okay.
That is, however, the end of its turn, and you all know where it is now. It has stood right behind your colleague Aya, and has just stabbed her in the back.
How do you want to do? Because we all have exactly the same dex scores. How do we do this?
Let's start with. Let's roll a d4.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4.
This.
Varheel. You go first.
All right, so I draw both my short swords and attack this shadowy figure, whatever it is.
3.
Then you. Sorry. You draw your short sword and attack the shadowy figure. Wonderful. Roll an attack roll, please.
Okay. That's 10 plus 16.
Hits.
I'll explain.
Okay, 1d6 plus 1. 7 points of damage.
7 points of damage. Wonderful. Thank you very much. Cool. Bally, your turn.
Okay.
Tell him what you want to do first.
I want to attack with my rapier.
Wonderful. You pull your rapier from your belt.
Oh.
And,
So then plus 8, so that's 10.
10.
it glints in the sunlight of this sort of partly dark room. It looks wonderful. You dash forward to make an attack, but you do not hit. Explain to me what happens. Why do you fail?
The sun bouncing off the sword got in my eyes.
Cool. Next up, we're gonna go with Imperatus, and then obviously Aya after that.
Sweet. Okay, so this shadowy figure, is it sort of just, it's not unnaturally shadowy, it's just a guy like dressed all in black or something along those lines?
Very much so, yes.
Okay, excellent. I again will also draw my rapier and charge straight at it because I don't want my cover story dying. So I will charge straight at him and make an attack roll. 19.
Hits.
Excellent. And I get sneak attack, I think.
Yes, it is engaged in combat with one of your allies who is not unconscious.
So that's 11 normal damage, and can I borrow some d6s?
How many?
5 please, if that's okay.
4. That should do it.
Thank you. And that's another 15 points of sneak attack. So that is 26 damage total.
26. Ouch.
So I let out a high-pitched scream and stab him at head height, which is his kidney height.
Yeah, nice. That brings us to Aya. Aya, it's your turn.
How close is Bally to me?
He has moved up on the other side of the thing that just stabbed you. You technically still have your back to it. So he's within 10 feet,
Okay.
as is Imperatus. I mean, the three of you are basically around it now.
Okay. I look at him, point at the rope. To get my meaning.
Yes. All right.
Roll
so
an insight check.
No! Wait, do you know you might have unlucky? Oh, you've got lucky. He got a crit fail, but he's got lucky, so you can
He's
roll
got
again.
halfling luck.
All right.
10. And insight?
11.
What's your intelligence?
16.
16.
I think you just about get. Explain to your boyfriend what you're trying to achieve, and then we'll see whether.
He obviously has important information. We don't want to kill him. We want to capture him and interrogate him.
Right. Well, I'm really good with ropes, so I'm going to tie it into a lasso and throw it at the attacker.
Okay. You can do that on your turn.
Yeah, but okay. So
So I can hand you the rope.
yeah.
Yes,
You
I'm
can
gonna.
also do that.
So I've handed you the rope.
Okay. Do I know knots? I don't know.
Gonna say you don't.
Yeah, no. I don't want you to do that. Have you done that already? Throwing me the rope.
No.
No.
Okay, no. I want you to do that.
All right.
Is my point. Because you know how to do knots and stuff, so I want you to.
Wink, wink. I get it.
Oh God, what do I? Because I don't want to kill this guy, basically.
You could hamstring him.
Could what?
You could hamstring him.
Hamstring him.
Yeah, just injure his legs so he can't run away.
Oh, freaks me out that you know that. No, I'm gonna try and actually distract him. Hey, stop!
Roll persuasion.
12.
Doesn't stop. Definitely doesn't look like he's interested in stopping. He's surrounded by you and two of your colleagues. Everyone has a sword.
I'm gonna try and lie to him. I'm gonna say, we're here to help you. We're here to help you. We were sent to come help you.
Roll deception.
21. Really?
I mean, we stabbed him.
He stabbed me!
Yeah, he stabbed you intentionally, and now he doesn't believe that you're here as a friend.
Even a 21 didn't work on him.
Even a 21.
Oh my god. Okay, what do I do?
You've still got an action.
Yeah, no, I haven't really used any actions, but I don't know.
You have run out of time to talk.
Yeah,
So
I've got to do
sort
something. Then what I want to do is like disengage basically, and get to the corridor.
Okay, yeah.
Because I've already got him on it.
So you move out from beside him, out from by the window, and move back towards the doorway of the room.
Great.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
That
Disengage.
makes it its turn. He disengages, and he jumps out the window.
Fuck!
He does, however, take a little bit of damage as he falls to the floor below, but not enough to drop him anywhere near.
This is not what I wanted. I run and jump out the window. I'm quite a good acrobat.
Okay. Combat is sort of over, but so other people would have a chance to react before
Yes.
before you do so.
I was about to say, would I be able to jump on him? Would I be able to
You're
judge
also
that?
a halfling. You're tiny.
Yeah. I just need to be able to grab part of him.
He's leapt out the window.
I want to cast something on him as he goes.
He's hit the floor, and he's started running. He's started to make it maybe 20 feet down, out the window and 20 feet down the thing. From where you are stood, he's probably about 35 feet away from a ranged attack.
Probably further than I can jump.
What would you like to do?
I'm going to cast Hunter's Mark on him. 9 plus 6. That's 15.
He is marked.
Good.
Ah.
I'm going to attempt to shoot at his legs with my short bow.
Okay, make an attack. What's the short bow range is 3120? So it would be at disadvantage. It's just outside of your normal attack range.
So that would be a 19 or a 12.
Unfortunately, it does not hit. Explain how your crossbow bolt misses.
As I'm trying to adjust on top of the windowsill, the way I'm resting the bow slips slightly and just skitters past him.
Thank you. We drop, unless anyone else is going to make a ranged attack against him, we drop out of combat and we would have to chase him.
Let's get on for it.
Yeah, I'm chasing him.
Yeah.
Not cool, dude.
Yeah.
How are you going out the window behind him?
Yeah,
Roll
jumping
me,
out that window.
roll me a dexterity saving throw, please.
16.
Yeah, you land on the floor,
Mm-hmm.
and you see that he has started to run. He's now maybe 60 feet ahead of you.
60 feet ahead.
He's moving quickly.
How dense are the houses? Like, are they fairly well packed, or are they sort of well spaced?
In this particular area, they're quite well spaced. What there is a large. There's lots of large houses around here with like small alleyways and a little croft, but a wider road which he is currently running down.
I'm just trying to figure out if I could easily jump between houses because I climb quite well.
Yeah, you could do. As you moved through the city, you saw that there were large sort of districts where there were lots of houses clustered together, but then often there would be then a wide gap between where the road was between that and another one. So you could make your way through large sections along the roof, but then you would run out of roof and need to leap quite a long way in order to get across to the next set of roofs.
Sounds a bit risky. I'll just presume I'm on the road then.
You drop down also beside. Can you roll me a dexterity saving throw?
A 7?
You only take half damage because of your rogue evasion.
Sweet.
But yeah, you are going to take
Don't worry.
I fall gracefully like
Saving
a cat.
throws as well.
3 points of bludgeoning damage
Ow.
from landing slightly on your ankle. You turn it ever so slightly. It's a twinge. You're gonna have to walk that off. Bally, you are still in the room.
I've got to join my crew out the window.
Dexterity saving throw, please.
Oh, that's nice.
Varhil, you are the last remaining member of
Well,
your.
I got the window behind everybody
17.
else.
You land gracefully beside your injured comrade.
So I just go through the window after everybody else.
Okay, roll me a dexterity saving throw, please.
So I can use acrobatics.
Are you going to do it acrobatically?
Not particularly. Just get out the window.
I can't allow you to use acrobatics then.
All right.
I
I could do it with a bit of finesse though. I'll just make it like that. I'm not the four.
Yeah, you land and you.
I should have done it with acrobatics.
You should have
Yeah,
done.
I should've
You should have done a little like tumble in the middle of the air.
I don't like showing off though.
You take 9 points of bludgeoning damage.
Ouch.
You hit the ground.
Really took us by surprise, this guy.
Yeah.
That's what I'm blaming it all on.
If he'd taken you by surprise, you'd probably be dead by now. At least you would have been. Thank you.
Do any of my colleagues seem particularly strong?
You look around and you see a human rogue, a halfling rogue, and a half-elf ranger.
So no.
No. I saw you cast I saw you cast a spell.
I've marked him.
What does that mean?
Means I can follow him.
Ah.
He went that way.
Would you be able, if you looked at this map, would you be able to point out where he is, or would it be like a compass, like you're like, oh,
It's
gotta
more
go
like a
here?
compass, really. I could probably I know the direction to go in,
Yeah.
provided he's still within the. I think it's. I'm not sure how it works too well in cities. I'm not used to cities, but it shouldn't work as well as it does in the open or in forest. But I know roughly where he is
Okay.
For 1 hour.
for 1 hour.
For an hour. Take us to him.
Okay, so we go. Well, it's the nearest. We'll go down that street there. That should help us, right?
At the moment, you can still sort of see him as he's running out the window, running down the road. Then, as you watch, he just disappears down a side alleyway, and he's out of your vision. Do you give chase?
Are there any horses nearby?
Oh, good idea.
Roll me a perception check.
16.
You look around and you can't see any horses. More importantly, you don't even see the sort of the telltale signs of horses.
I.e. poop.
Yeah, exactly. Food.
Very clean.
These streets are very clean.
Okay.
They're a little overgrown in places, but yeah. While you were walking here, you're one of the people who was talking to you, Mosca, mentioned that he specifically used the phrase "floating city"
Okay.
quietly, and then he regretted it immediately.
Okay.
We're not going to tell anybody.
No transport, so you just have to run after him, I guess.
Come on.
That way.
Great.
How crowded are the streets?
Roll me perception check.
1.
You go blind.
I can see him. I'm totally focused on him. I can't see anybody
This
else.
street has 4 people in it.
And all 4 of them are us.
Sorry, I'm looking for a specific thing in the DMG. Sorry, I found it. Okay.
There's a lot of rules to this game.
So many. You run after him. You run after it. You dash down what you think is the alleyway that you saw him go down. You can feel the sense of the quarry in front of you, and you guess that he's probably put about 100 feet between the party and you. He's moving super quick. While you guys have been leaping out of windows, he's been running, just running and running and running.
Okay.
Maybe if we just take it back off a little bit, we know roughly where he is. So if we just back off so he thinks we're not pursuing anyone, we can just track him that way. Instead of
Yeah, but
being
also
visual.
your spell only lasts an hour.
That's true, but if he thinks he's lost us, he's going to just take his time.
But we can follow him at like
Then
a
we can follow him, then
reasonable
we'll know
distance.
where he is, and then we can you'll think he's safe, and then we can track him that way, rather than chase after him and just
Okay.
exhaust ourselves, and maybe just use up that hour.
Okay.
I can't always recast it as well, but
Can
if I don't get zapped out by the ship before then.
Can you recast it on him when you can't see him?
That's true. Yeah, I can't.
Yeah.
But
Okay. Let's. Well, so you're a ranger. We're all quite stealthy people. Shall we stealthily go after him?
Yeah.
Just hide in the shadows.
Stealthy run.
Okay. Lead the way, but this time in the shadows. Make him think that
Soft
he's
footsteps.
safe.
Yeah.
You come round the corner and you bash straight into one of these large figures that you'd seen around the corners of the room in the main council room. Dark, grey, hooded figure. And it bangs straight into you, and he immediately goes into sort of defensive position and says, "What are you doing running?"
Out of the way official police business?
well, sort of.
Roll deception check.
Nat 20? Plus 9.
He looks down, he vaguely recognises, he remembers that there are things in the city here looking for certain things. He's sort of still mulling over what this word police means. But he understands official business, and he sort of nods and, good luck.
In fact, we were told by the Triumvirate that if we required assistance, you would all be available to us.
Who said that?
Lone Leaf? What was his name? Lone Tree? Lone Tree.
Ah, Lone Tree. I can offer you assistance. How can I be of help to you all?
We were just investigating Brother Fenland's death. We were at his house when someone who looked a lot like you in one of these robes came out of the shadows and attacked us, and we are trying to find this criminal.
Well, that sounds awful. I will assist you in any way I physically can. How what would you like me to do?
Number one, please heal me.
Just gonna find out whether he has heals. Probably doesn't. 1 second. God. So many things.
Aya always puts herself first. This is one of her key features.
You can sense through your hunter's mark, by the way, while I'm searching stuff, I'll talk as well. You can sense that that sort of boom, boom, boom.
Is it like radar?
It's like, yeah, kind
Sort
of.
of, yeah.
You can sense it's moving.
We don't have
Sporadic
pins.
changes in the direction. As it
So he's trying to, so he still thinks he's being pursued. He's trying to throw us off, right? So we don't want him to get too far ahead of us, but we don't want to be inside. Okay. I think we better move on. How badly hurt are you, by the way?
Not that badly hurt, but in character.
So you're all right just now.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
all right, but in character, I only care about myself.
All right. So you want to really to try to persuade me that you are really at death's door?
No, I'm not even trying to deceive you.
Yeah.
I just don't care about you.
I hand you a small decanter and be like, you'll be fine after this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I just asked this guy if he can heal me, so we're just waiting
Okay,
to
yeah.
see if we can.
He's
Time is just moving very slowly at the moment.
He holds his hands out and he sort of says, "That is not my area of expertise.
Okay.
I am more of a blocking things." It's not very smart.
Okay. Great, I
portable
take
doorstop.
this and I down it.
Yeah.
Um,
It's whiskey.
That still puts me in the mood.
roll a Constitution saving throw.
12.
It burns, but you're okay.
Great. What's he doing? Have you relayed this information to us?
Okay. He's evading us, but he's still not getting too far away. But we better keep going.
Okay. You're
Um,
now part of the group.
Oh, okay. You just tell me exactly what you want me to do at all times,
Will do.
and I will make sure that I can do that, if it's possible.
11 already.
Can he carry me? Because I move slowly. I only move 25 feet around, and I feel he might be quicker.
He looks at you and he's like, "Do I look like a horse to you?" Be
Look like-
careful what you say next, small person.
No, of course not. I just thought, you, such a strong man, could carry me fairly quickly.
Okay, shall we
Roll-
continue on?
Roll persuasion. Thank you.
13?
It does seem quite dim.
It was a natural 19.
Oh,
He's not convinced, I'm afraid.
that's fine.
You're too
Um,
small to intimidate me.
That's fine.
Okay. Shall we continue on a bit? You can walk naturally in the street, but we're gonna hide in the shadows. Just follow us. We're gonna hide. Can
But-
you see where we hide? Follow us.
I
You
see
have the
where you
advantage.
hide.
Do you see?
Just follow us.
He looks confused, he scratches his head. If I see you're hiding and I see you, then
How about you accompany him? We'll hide in the shadows.
So at this point, I'd point at him about halfway down the street, just trying to keep a bearing on our target, while this bunch is still arguing
Follow
with the
that
big
man.
guy. Yeah.
Follow that guy.
Yeah, you follow him. We'll hide.
okay. He moves alongside Vahil and sort of falls into lockstep beside you, patrolling the streets. Vahil, in the back of your mind, you are aware that, yes, he continues this pathway of evasion, darting left, right. He moves around, and at one point you even get the sense that he's back behind you.
Right, so he's may be able to detect us still.
You come into an area. I think you recognise it. It's similar to where you started off at the very beginning, where there's teleportation circles, and in here there is a maze work of barrels and crates and various things like that. You can still sense that he is somewhere on the other side of this, but I am going to make a DM judgment on this. He knows he is being followed. He is smart. He knows that you cast a magic spell on him. He is not certain what the magic spell is, but he is well trained, and you judge that he will continue to do this course of evasion and movement throughout the city for quite a long period of time.
Until I run out of time. Just
Yeah.
right, guys. If he knows that I'm tracking him, he's keeping an eye on me. If I can maybe wander off in a different direction,
But he doesn't know where you are. He's just
he's evading me.
generally evading.
I don't know, do you know that? I mean,
You would know that your spell is not a two-way spell. It allows you to track the thing that you want to track, but it doesn't allow them to
track me.
track you. Hence the reason that he keeps moving. He knows that he's being watched.
He knows he's being followed.
But he'd rather just keep moving for a long period of time until he is certain that he is not being followed.
Is it worth, if you know roughly where he is, you can assume where he's going to go. So you can send one of us off to where he might be going, but you the rest of us stay in the same place. Then you keep tracking, and then like 5 minutes later, if he's changed tack, you send somebody else in that direction. And then again, so that
That's a good idea as far as it goes, but what happens when you get out of sight beside him? I can't exactly shout at you.
Well,
Yeah.
go for a certain distance and then come back. If
well,
we
he's
don't
already
go.
quite far. He's like 100 feet away from
Yes,
his
he's
minimum.
he's out of our sight, but he knows that he's still being tracked.
Okay. I have a feeling like if we continue investigating what's happening, we might figure out who this person is. It seems like everyone knows everyone here. So maybe we should go to either Triumvirate or School of Necromancy and tell them what happened. But also, by the way, I should have told you this earlier, I have a sneaky feeling like Lone Tree's the one who did it.
Okay.
So
maybe we should
is
actually
he
keep
number one on
going.
our suspect list at the moment? Okay.
Yeah, he's number one.
So did you say that the shadow figure, he did have a cloak like the guy that's with us now? Or?
Roll me an insight check.
5.
He was wearing a cloak.
A lot of people around here wear cloaks. I mean, it's
It was dark. And he appeared out of nowhere, and it was pretty quick. I mean, there was only one round of battle before he disappeared out the window and started running. It was dark, the cloak.
Not confused.
It doesn't look like the one that this guy next to you is wearing. It looks similar, but noticeably different.
Where should we go? School of Necromancy? See if
we might as well. That was our next stop anyway.
yeah, see if this Balthian
But I'll keep it.
guy-
I'll just
Yeah.
sort of keep this as long as the spell lasts.
Yeah,
I'll
keep
just remember
track
where he
of
is and keep track of him.
Yeah.
yeah.
That's
See if he
fine.
actually if he does sort of end up someplace that might be worth checking later.
Yeah.
I assume we've not sort of encountered anywhere where they might sell like medicines or like ingredients for poisons.
There are shops on the map.
There are shops.
Are there?
Oh, is there not? I saw like taverns.
There's
and
taverns on the
stuff.
map.
Okay.
There's not a huge amount in the way of
I
shops.
see.
Oh, sorry.
Typically, adventurers map shows all the important stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Take us to the School of Mencronancy.
He just about understands that you mean necromancy.
It's the whiskey.
He looks. He looks across and he's sort of. Oh. Okay. We'll have to make our way out of the city.
Interesting. Political buildings has the city graveyard as part of it. Politics in the graveyard.
Yeah. He
So-
nods and he starts to make his way through the city. From where you are, you pass back along to where the main council building was, past that. And you find yourself on the edge of a large garden area, which winds its way down a hill. Off to the left, you see a pathway, and the path runs alongside a thick, dense woodland. He leads you down the path between the gardens and the woodland, and along past these seven buildings, all of which built in a similar design, and all of which have in front of them a different symbol of magic, and below it a large book. And as he walks past, he points out to you that these are the librarium of the schools of magic. He leads you up, and you find. Yeah.
Wizards are so pretentious.
You say that out loud.
Yes.
Absolutely.
But like under my breath.
He doesn't hear you. As you come past those, you pass one of the taverns, and you find yourself at the edge of city walls. Roll me perception checks.
21.
12.
4.
12.
21. Aya, you look at these and you think, these are old. These are really old battlements.
I always roll the high numbers when you really don't like the information is totally useless.
It's useful. It's good to know. This
It's
city,
old.
this
City's old.
This city is older than any other cities that you have encountered.
It's super old.
Yeah, you get the impression that this predates most activity on the world below.
Okay.
It suddenly occurs to me that this shadowy figure managed to stay unnoticed by 4 fairly stealthy characters in an
We
open
also
room.
didn't look though.
True.
Like we did a listen, and I rolled really poorly. He did a find traps, which wouldn't have found him.
True.
So we just didn't look for it.
Okay. I was just wondering, I looked suspiciously at the School of Illusion as we walked past. It's like, it's the only way we could have been invaded.
He brings you out towards the edge of the city, and you walk now along the wall, heading, you think, towards the west, along the wall of the city, on this long pathway that makes its way around. You pass another school, and he points it out to you as the School of Evocation. And then he stops before a large gate, which is open, with a portcullis which is up, and he points out beyond it and he says, "Well, I'm not going any further out that way. I don't trust those necromancers.
I wonder why.
Creepy, they make my skin crawl." It's just out there. You can't miss it. It's basically the only building. Be careful,
The
though.
only building outside the city.
Yeah.
You'll wait here for us.
Roll persuasion.
Was that a question or an order?
Sounded like a Sounded
It
like an
did.
order.
21.
Yes, that's fine. I can stand here. And he goes over and he sort of there's a couple of other people standing guard around the city still, and he sort of says one of them, and you get the impression that he's basically saying, well, look, you go off and do what I was doing. I'll stand here. I've been asked to stay here with these people. They're important. They call themselves the police. There's a little short.
3 rogues are calling themselves the police and a ranger, by the way.
Fantastic.
There's a short conversation, and you overhear. No, I don't know what it means either.
We have just invented the idea.
You
Excellent.
step out of the doorway, and around you, you see this thick storm front, the purple lightning and the purple clouds, dark clouds. And ahead of you, you see a large building. Off to the right-hand side, there is just a very small shack, maybe 40, 50 feet on a side, just a single-story building. But next to it stood, standing out against the world around it, you see a building that looks not too dissimilar to this.
Ooh.
Ooh.
It's lit up bright red. It looks pretty creepy and weird. It's made of stars and it looks foreboding, let's say, as it stands out against the sky. and that's where we're going to leave this hour.
Yay!
Thank you very much for joining us. Thank you for playing. We are doing this from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. and 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. every day for Fringe, apart from the 24th and 25th. We are also live streaming the whole thing on twitch.tv/adventurerswanted, and we are live tweeting it on @adventurers250. You're more than welcome to come back and see where the adventure goes, or to buy yourself a player ticket and we'll set up a character for you and you can get involved. I'm just going to quickly throw to Florence, who has a little thing to plug.
So I'm doing 2 things at the Fringe. One is Agony Uncles of Science. We are real scientists who solve all your problems with science, often terribly. We are at Barbados every day at 9:15 and it's totally free. And also I'm putting on the Vagina Museum's first ever art exhibition at Woodland Creatures. We are running a poetry night tomorrow at 6 p.m. And also a comedy night on the 22nd at 6 p.m. Again, it's all like a free pay-as-you-feel sort of thing. There are flyers just over there if you would like them.
Thank you very much. We've now got a quick turnaround to our next hour, so it's just out through those doors. Thank you and have a lovely day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Do you know what this feels like? Have you read any Discworld, like the Wizards?
Oh,
and
yes.
stuff? So you know, oh